Hello, everybody. This is the ultimate episode of season final of Euphoria. This is episode 8. And salt the earth behind you. That suggests that Jules is going to destroy everything around her. I don't know. No idea what's going to happen. But it's definitely, based on the thumbnail from the picture, based on the thumbnail of that episode, Jules, it's going to be all about Jules and Rue, but especially Jules. But I think Jules has to make a decision, and Rue is going to be right there to receive it and decide something of her own. I don't know. Can Rue survive all of this? Which way will she go? That kind of thing, you know. I think, I don't know. I think that based on the dream, Jules is saying that she's not for Rue. It's not gonna work. She likes, she's with guys and all that stuff, and she's untamable or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Don't know how to. It's still, Jules is still a bit of an enigma. Hard to try to figure out what her deal is. I know she's trying to be something else, something new and untenable. New construct, neither guy or girl, binary or whatever else there is. Or she's just a girl and she's just talking out of her ass. She's just a child. She's just a kid who's talking out of her ass. A little bit of both, But I feel as though, if anybody, she's the most. Most of these are just dealing with regular kid issues, right? But things that they gotta figure out for themselves. But Jules got real problems, blackmail and all that stuff that she's dealing with. Freaking Nate. No one wants to deal with Nate, the monster. So she's got some serious issues. So I think she's kind of grown up a bit more than others. She's got some serious damaging, real life kind of problems. Even real life people don't have to deal with usually. So I think she has a bit more to worry about than say Rue and her with Rue and her drug issues and all that. I think Jules has a bit more to actually deal with. She's got some real problems right now with Nate and all that. Blackmailing, child pornography shit. No, that's not a joke. Rue just had a problem trying to go to the bathroom. I get it, depression and all that, but still not the same thing. Jules is dealing with some real world issues right now. But anyway, don't know where that's gonna go. I just know this is gonna be about Jules and Rue to the end. I feel as though, it's probably gonna be a season 2, but based on what this season 1 has been about, it's been about Rue and Jules' relationship and dealing with your issues with drugs and all that stuff. And seeing the two kind of tie themselves together with Rue and Jules. As though Rue's whole life is now in Jules' hands. And it's going to be based on what Jules has to say. What course she will take. But if Rue has learned from her mistakes and doesn't want her sister to go down that path, and she wants to change and all that stuff, she's trying to resist those drugs. Even though they were talking to her and stuff, making up one hell of a deal, Take me. Take us, man. Take us. Don't let us be alone. Shit. She's freaking out. She's really spazzing out. And she's, I don't know, she's tempted to take drugs again and all that stuff. And she's been clean for a while now, right? She's trying to stay clean this time for real. And Jules couldn't either. It saddens me because her whole life right now is dependent on what Jules says. But hopefully she becomes mature enough, strong enough in her own self to be able to say, no, it doesn't matter. Even if we and Jules can't be together, it's not the end of the world. And like the guy said, high school doesn't last forever. Everything's going to end there and you're going to move on. And she's going to have to figure that out. And she can't let her whole life be based on the one girl who decides whether she wants to stay with her or not. It's going to hurt. But I hope that Rue is strong enough to get past that if Jules decides that's the case. It doesn't sound like it's going to be good based on the title. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be happy, pink clouds and fluffy bunnies. I don't feel it happening. Okay, last thing I want to say. What is Jules going to be wearing today? Because Rue wears the same goddamn long sleeve sweatshirt to hide the cuts and all the other shit that's on top of her. She dresses rather drab, but Jules is such a bright freaking shining light of creativity. So I want to see what she's gonna be what she's gonna be wearing today. Some kind of electrifying green, maybe. Who knows what she's wearing, or what color, or what color her hair is gonna be. But it's always a highlight of one of the highlights of the show. So without further ado, let's get to the final episode of. Oh shit! I had a flow going. With the final, shit. Okay, without further ado, let's get the final episode of Euphoria. Let's watch the final episode of Euphoria. Let's do this, guys. Have fun, enjoy. Because I know I will.
Oh yeah, bro.
We're taking all the stops out of for this one.
I met someone. She's helped.
You've come a long way.
I think I need your help.
I miss the old cat.
The threat.
I guess it's true. Life is always this way.
Take this with a full cup of water.
She did get a
Just
kidney
give you
infection?
something to bring down your feet. I love hospitals.
You love
If I could
hospitals.
spend the rest.
Really?
Because when you're in a hospital, you have zero responsibility.
That's true.
Plus, Jules came to visit.
But all this happened because I left. Not all the time, but sometimes. You make it better, though.
You
look fucking amazing.
Jules, I am deeply.
When was the last time you didn't wear a hoodie and sweatpants?
I don't
I was
know.
just talking about that.
Now, by the way, fuck Nate Jacobs.
Fuck Nate Jacobs.
If I ever had the chance, I would fuck him.
What a fucking pussy.
Oh, good eyes.
Your daughter is gonna be funny and smart.
We were waiting for you to leave so we could get into the hard stuff.
She'll struggle.
Just walk in and hold your head up high, baby.
Oh, she's gonna do it?
And in turn,
The screaming, the anxiety of being harmed from meal to meal.
Hi.
Hi.
You look beautiful.
Who's that? Oh, she's gonna switch as soon as she gets there?
He'll feel as helpless to help her as she does herself.
You're gonna make good on his promise.
You have to kiss her right cheek and her forehead, then her chin.
Great shot for the freaking
And it's
final.
about balance.
What is this creepy scene? Oh, Fez.
Like, my mom always talks about how high school is like this big monumental part of her life.
I feel like I'm not even a person yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely at like 25% peakness. I feel like I'm at 100.
Honestly, I never thought I'd make it this far.
In all fairness, last summer there were like 3 weeks where I thought you were dead. Okay, but she's been sober for like 3 months. Weren't you in rehab like 6 months ago? I feel like high school's super fucking suffocating. Really? Yeah.
Depends on your experience.
Are you like not hard? Stop what?
Stop talking. Fuck. This relationship you two have is not sustainable, and it's only a matter of time before it takes the both of you down. It's time to let go.
Your whole family is so fucking weird.
Game of his high school career team, the Rangers.
A conversation not only around the team of his back, you know, the
Maddie, don't do it.
Alright, so now he's doing the same thing that she did to him in the first episode.
Can you dance?
Fuck yeah.
I guarantee you Maddie and I are gonna get married. And probably like divorced 3 times and in some strange way live a pretty happy life.
Yeah. 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 I want you to want to kiss me so bad that you don't even ask.
I love the Gatorade bottle at the start of the episode. Hey, yes.
Hey.
Can I talk to you for a second? I don't know, I just had
That's
like
the
this
real her.
reaction and I just like hated you. I guess I just wanted to hurt you as much as I imagined you'd hurt me. Because you're actually not like this. You're actually really kind and you're actually really nice and so shitty. And I just wish I could go back.
Kat, I liked you since I sat down next to you. Oh, and I know that you think there's like 0 chance that we're gonna be together forever.
She didn't mean that. I didn't know that.
You know, I mean, like, is one of us gonna get hurt? Yeah, probably.
Life.
But I'll do my best to make sure that it's me.
Oh man, that's amazing. Ah. Then what?
And then I said something else, but
She knows what I meant.
Yeah, I'll be right back, right?
We're going to another level, man, of music. She's drunk.
I don't know if they usually just come to you.
No, but what if they don't?
You go into whoever the fuck you want.
I'm gonna do that.
I love you, Lex.
I love you too.
But I feel like you're the reason Fez's house got raided.
You know, sometimes when you do illegal shit,
What you do, you gonna ruin my life? I fucking promise you I can do that a lot better than you can.
what do you want, bro?
I want you to leave Fez alone, because I personally have no problem walking into any police station and telling them that Nate Jacobs' daddy likes to fuck little kids.
Are you sure that Jules told you everything? She has these very real dreams, and I seriously think that she's gonna achieve them.
I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, I gathered that. Probably why you're spending all your time with someone who's gonna leave you and won't even remember who the fuck you are in 10 years. You look really beautiful.
You may have won the game, but you lost control of the team. I said take a step back.
Get your fucking hands on me, you fucking faggot! Get the fuck off! Fucking get the fuck off me! Do you wanna keep fighting?
Whew. Damn. Ruthless. Shit, that means he knows.
Jules, are you in love with Anna?
Kind of early to tell.
Yeah. Are you in love with me? Yeah. Do you wish I was different?
My body is a cage. Wow, what a appropriate song. What movie is that?
Like, I mean, what if we just fucking left this dance, we went home, grabbed a bunch of our shit, just went to the city. What if we just fucking left? That's fucking crazy.
There it is.
Jesus fucking
This is not gonna go well. Shit, you're gonna distract. No, 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 show. Whew, he didn't shoot him. Yeah, there you go. I knew it. Orange Grove. Yes, we need to see that at least one more time.
You're abusive, psychopathic. Most of the time, I really hate the way you make me feel.
I know.
It's not good for us. Meaning, like, we shouldn't be together.
I know.
Aw, did you really think she was out with him?
Hi.
Welcome to the club.
Hi.
You're late.
God damn it, he's here. What is that? Oh shit.
So we all good?
Jules, I don't think this is a good idea.
Bro, it was your idea.
I know it was my idea, but I don't think it's a good idea anymore. So, you know, my mom, I don't want her to fucking freak out, all right?
We can call.
Okay, what am I gonna tell Gia though? You know, like, she's gonna wake up in the fucking morning, she's gonna think I'm missing.
We're good. Come on. It's gonna be amazing.
Jules is gonna leave no matter what. You're not. We have to make a decision. She made it already. Jules already knew it. She can't be a part of Jules' self-destructive nature.
No matter what you say or do or wish, the decision will be all hers. And all you can do is hope she gives herself the chance she deserves.
Says in my life and time, we were alone.
Oh wait, so is that? Oh, that's the jacket she wears. Where get all these songs from, man? It's so cool.
Times two always equates to what dreamers are selfish. I hope one day you come back. Good night.
Till then.
What does that mean? No way. That was one hell of an episode. I don't know if I understand it all, but I was trying to say something. There's a lot of artistic freaking movement in there. It was nuts. But I was a little confused because near the end here, a lot of things were happening and I couldn't be sure. It wasn't clear when they were happening. We saw moments of when the father died, and there was her putting on the coat and the sweatshirt thing, what do you call it, the hoodie, and her walking home, and then taking drugs and arguments with the mom. Them, I don't know where all that stuff fit in. I think I'm just trying to get it correctly in my head. If I understand it correctly, she was walking home, and then she went home. She put the hoodie back on, who we found out, if I understand it correctly, that's the father's hoodie. That's beautiful. In a sad, poetic way, right? That was the dad's freaking hood. I guess. Because, it was in his room, and she was smelling it. That was what the dad wore, and she took it to... Because you could tell the dad is a big part of why she takes drugs. Not his own fault, but his death was such a devastating thing for her, because unlike most of the others, even the blonde chick, her father's out there somewhere, but with her, she can't get him back, and he was a good guy, and it affects her so much. I couldn't imagine. She's already got this depressive she's got mental problems, and that's compiled upon her father's death. Is just too much for her to handle. She may have still been messed up otherwise, but the dad's death just made it infinitely worse. It definitely is a large part of why she is the way she is, but it's compiled onto the manic depressive whatever stuff she's got. It couldn't have happened to a worse person for it to happen. Just the chemical combination for catastrophe. But as I understand it, she was crying. She went home and she resorted to putting on the hoodie again, and went back to her old self, and she took drugs. I think so, because I had to go look back at it again just after I finished watching it. I went back and checked it out. She's still wearing the glitter on her eye. That's the indication that it's still her. It's not in the past, because it could have been. I thought maybe it was her in the past taking the drugs. The first time she ever took drugs, right? She put the hoodie on, she went into her room and took drugs, but she didn't have drugs yet. She only had pills. I don't think she had what looked like cocaine or whatever that is. So I don't think she would have been able to take drugs right after she would leave the dad's room. So and that happened later, because then she OD'd the next year. So I think that's definitely happening now. And if she goes outside, I think she's just really tripping, right? It looks like she's possessed, though. Like it's something like she died. It felt like Scrooge, where he goes around the room and looking at the people who don't see him. It's like he's seeing them from like a third, like a spirit of yourself roaming through the halls. No one can see you, kind of thing, but you can see everybody, and you're seeing all the people you love and what you've done to them. I feel like she OD'd again. I don't know, I couldn't tell, but it looks like running of like a choir, right? Those people, but they were all wearing the same hoodies as her. It's like maybe she sees the dad everywhere or something. I don't know, but the hoodie, I don't know. I guess she kind of the hoodie represents her father and what she lost. I don't know why everybody's surrounded with that or is covered in that though. It looked to me like her support group at the drug guys, the drug the drug anonymous people or whatever. But I wasn't sure. I don't know what to I don't know what to take from that last part, but it was one hell of a sequence. They had some chilling and stuff in there, like they were flipping her around in the air and things. I don't know what just happened there. Fez is making he made a move, a very dangerous move, and took money from, I think he's the guy providing that guy, other guy, Moose or whatever, with drugs. I'm not sure, but I think so. And he beat up the father. That's probably going to come back in season 2. They set up a couple things. But he got his money and left there. And he's paid them off, but they know where he got it from. They could blackmail him for that possibly. Or I don't know. No questions asked because they probably just want the money. But it's not going to be good times for him exactly. Man, that came out of nowhere. No, it didn't come out of nowhere. They built that. They built towards it. I hate that. It sucks that he ended up in that situation because he was trying to help his friends though. It was neat to. Oh yeah! I loved watching Rue. That crying scene was great. Just they took out the music, took out all the effects, and they just amplified her crying in the middle of the road, just walking down depressed. It was it's a powerful moment because you don't need all the other music and stuff. Just hearing her cry was so powerful. I knew it. See, I knew it. That Jules was gonna make her do something that I don't know exactly how it was gonna go down, but Jules ended up making her do something she wasn't ready to do. Jules is the type to just burn all the bridges behind her and keep going forward. But Rue is not, and that's what separates them, man. She's got responsibilities. Rue actually thought about her family. That guy just freaking up and left her father behind and left town. I don't know if she's coming back. I mean, if you want to make this poignant, make this scene mean something, she's gone. She can't come back, right? Because she's just a bad influence on her life at this point. She never told anybody about the blackmail either. They never found out about it. It's still a thing. It's still sitting in the back there. She never said anything. I don't know how this show keeps going with that premise. But Nate, it's kind of the whole prom thing was interesting. Everybody, all the girls are having like a retrospective of things that were going on. It's interesting because it's all the girls. It's mostly all the girls. This story is mostly the girls, and then Nate, the one guy who's got his own real plot going on. I mean, Kate has a guy, but that's not really. He's not really a main character. He's not barely a supporting character. He's more of a point to her story. But Nate is a character in the story. I like how they try to understand Nate as well. He's not just a bad guy. He is a person too. This show is so cool about showing all sides of things. The drug dealers and the bullies, the good people and then the not so good people. Everybody's got a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. It's like what Drew was saying. No, not everybody. No, it's like what shit. What Maddie was saying. Can't believe I agree with her, but like she was saying about how not everyone's straight or everyone's gay. It's like not everybody is. Nobody's all good, nobody's all bad either. Jules is kind of like chaotic good, sort of. She's a kind person, but she's also destructive to everybody else around her. Nate is angry person, but there is something else in there, man. And he's also got deeply repressed issues. They all do. He's acting out on things that you can't even begin to explain to people. I forgot about that. What's really bothering him is his dad. All the shit that the dad does really has messed him up. And the dad, I think, knows that. He's realized it, I think he knows. He just, he does not help. He knows the dad. He knows the son has got all this rage in him. And they almost had a fight. Almost. But, you just don't hit your dad. It's just something you just don't do. You never do. No matter how angry you were, you don't want to do that. That's weird. You don't want to hurt that person. It's just something you don't do. and he was just holding him down, but then he started to really cry, and I mean, you saw him really cry for once, like he's never done before. I'd never seen him like that, and holy shit, man, that he freaking went loose. The dad couldn't even handle it. He had to jump off and he ran away. The freaking dad ran away. He was banging his head against the wall, the door, the floor, and everything. God knows I felt like that to my own father at times. But I mean, yeah, I get some serious anger problems too. I always wanted it to look like what it looks like with him, like a real screaming, monstrosity of a thing. I don't know what it sounds like. Mine probably sounds really sissy, like I don't know, but I wish that I mean that's what I feel like sometimes on the inside, just freaking exploding with anger on the inside for whatever reason. It's just like that's what he wants. Like, it's crazy, man. There's so much anger inside of him, and it just exploded. I don't know what he did at the end there, but he was smashing something. Oh yeah, and Maddie knows about it. Maddie knows about it now, so you can't just hold yeah, they're setting something up for next season because you can't just hold. You saw her face; she was like, I swear she was smiling at the end. Sick freaking girl, but so now Nate's gonna have to blackmail 2 people. He wants to keep this whole thing going. Nate, I like how Nate and Maddie still stay together no matter what. And they use that poor girl to Nate was using that girl just to get back at Maddie and all that. So I was wondering what the hell who the hell is she? It wasn't just because they don't want to see him or something, because apparently they saw each other later. The dad knows, but the parents know. But it was because something else that happened that day. And have you seen her before? That cheerleader girl? I feel like I don't remember her. But she was hoping for it to be a great thing for her too. To this, I guess she really thought she was gonna go out with Nate and all that. But that Nate only has one person on his mind, man, always. And in a way, that's actually a kind of a beautiful love story, in a twisted manner, But it's crazy that it's like they always they have each other's backs no matter what is kind of admirable, despite all the crazy shit that they go through. But she's pretty crazy too. It's not all one way. The 2 of them are kind of huge assholes, and heck, they deserve each other at this point. My favorite, my favorite story though has been surprisingly Kat's story, because I felt that one I understood from the very beginning. Oh well, at first I wasn't sure where it was going, but at the end of it, by the halfway point of the show, I knew where that was going, and I wanted to see it happen. And I think it was very beautiful because it felt very real. It felt very honest and true, and a real character development for it. It was beautiful. She's been hiding who she really is. You could tell she didn't want to do those things. She thought that that's what she wanted, but it's not. And she realized that wasn't. It was just unhealthy. And she wasn't actually gaining power. She was losing it. Or she didn't want power anyway, it didn't help her really it didn't help her build any actual confidence for the real world. It was a facade, and she was running away from her real problems. And I love how she finally goes after him she finally goes up there and just, because he did nothing wrong, and she goes up and tells him that she's so sorry. You can hear in her voice, and it's so different. She's changed. That's not changed, but she's finally the real person she is, and she's working on her actual self. And look at that, being herself. It got him. He already liked her before. All of this stuff was beautiful. Oh, it makes me want to cry. It's so good. That was so good. I needed to see that. You need to see her be herself again. That was so cool. She kind of solved her issues at this point. She seems pretty good. Only thing we have left is Jules and Rue. I don't know if Jules comes back. She probably does, because kind of half of the show, But man, Rue's whole depression thing is amazing. It's so. They never find ways to make you constantly try to feel for her, understand her plight. What now I understand that it's not just the dad dying, but I mean it's big part of it. I'd say 85% of it is the dad's death. It's a big deal. It's one of the most important parts that really. It's one of the things that really affected her, everything else. But she also has some kind of mental disorder, some kind of bipolar. I don't know, bipolar. Something that maybe bipolar because it's like ups and downs of depression or just depression, I guess. But she has some kind of depression thing, overthink stuff and super anxiety, and then just manifesting into really unhealthy relationships with drugs as a way of coping, as a coping mechanism. Or in this case, Jules. And it all fell apart. And it looks like she's back to square one again. God damn it. She had been clean for so long, too. But we knew that was going to happen. You know? She was struggling up. But the fact that she was going to fight against... She chose to stay despite Jules right in her face told her, I love you. Come with me. It must have been so hard to say no. But she knew in her head that this wasn't going to work out. This is not what I want. This is not what any of us want. This is not going to be a good idea. And I'm hurting the people I love by doing this. They don't know what's going on. I'm up and leaving, completely destroying my responsibility. What happened to my sister? I need to be there for them. She was thinking of her family. Jules was not. And she made, I think that she can take comfort in her. She made the right decision, because they would have crashed and burned. They're unstable. Going with Jules only because you wanted to stick around her. You wanted to stay within that energy. Keep in that energy. The energy would have eventually destroyed you. Jules is a whirlwind. She's a force of nature, and you want to stay clear away from it. Jules got to figure out her own self. But it sounds like Jules is on a self-destructive path too, of another kind of nature. She's constantly upgrading. Yeah, I think she really wants to. I think she thrives on being a contradiction. She don't want anybody to be able to compare her to anything, and she can't wait to leave high school because it's suffocating. She wants to get out of that and become something new. She keeps trying to upgrade, she's got to have a bit of an ego then, because she thinks she's better than everybody else. I think she's beyond everything or something like that. That's her own egotistical situation there. But it's funny that Nate actually thought she was destined for great things too, just like himself. They say that Nate is the father. They told Nate that he was destined for great things, and he's saying the same thing about Jules. She actually has the power to. She has the talent or the ability to make her dreams come true, whatever that is. But I don't think that's going to include Rue. But because Rue chose she chose her family, she will find her way out of it, and her family will always be there for her, no matter what. So will her real friend. Jules, she just got no time for anybody. She's got to keep moving. She's a free spirit, and she cannot stop. But with Rue, she's got family. She got people she wants to be around for, and that's gonna make her life richer for her. Jules is gonna burn the bridges with every friend she has. I think eventually. I don't know. But she's self-destructive that way. That's what I mean by self-destructive. That she's just kind of destroying every path. She's destroying every bridge that she creates. She kind of walks across it and then burns it behind her. That's what she said. She'd burn the school and salt the ashes behind you, or whatever she said. Salt the earth behind you. That's kind of Jules' motto. So sad though, because she hurts real people. It's fun to say in your head, but until you're doing it for real. But with Rue is she's not like that. She's starting to realize that. She finally realized that that's not what I want. Even Jules knew it wasn't gonna happen. Back in the last episode, in that dream sequence, she knew it was gonna happen. Rue said it to her in that like a spirit in her mind that it wasn't going to happen, and I think they both knew it for a while now, but they didn't want it to end. They just wanted to be in the moment and forget about all that, because it's just not going to last. So I don't know how you make a new season of that, because Jules just can't come back in the same form. This has already been done. You're going to have to change up the story for something else. But there is a lot of room for them to all grow. They're still kids, especially Rue, who has still reverted back to drugs. She's got a lot to. She's just beginning her journey. She's gonna take a lot more than 1 year with this to help. Jules was not a help. She was just a bump in the road to recovery, but she was an obstacle in the road to recovery. She which is now just a bump in the road to recovery. But it was a temporary fix to a larger problem that she wasn't really. It's kind of like Kat in that sense. She wasn't really fixing her issues. She was just tying them on to another drug. Fix for the moment. She still hasn't learned how to get past that thing. She still needs a fix of something. And so I'm not surprised that she takes drugs at the end there again, because, well, she's not ready to be on her own like that yet. There's no support for her. She hasn't found that within herself to have the strength to be able to overcome. There you go. Something like that. I don't know what to make of that last sequence, but it was beautiful. Some epic thing to go on to the next season, I guess. It's like choir music, church music, like gospel music. I don't know. But it was incredible. What one hell of a journey. One hell of a freaking journey. Yeah, it was a freaking ride. If the show doesn't feel like there's exactly a overall plot, and I mean that in a good way. It's unique that way. The show isn't trying to say any specific thing. I feel as though it just kind of shows these lives of people and the decisions they make, for better or for worse, and it shows you what the consequences of them are, and the consequences always feel real to me. That's why it's so. That's why it's so fun. It's not fun. It's not a fun watch. It's a heavy watch, but it's an important watch. It makes you think about things and see. These people are making really good. The writers of this show, they're making a lot of messages about current day world. The current day world. It's not 100% real. No way. No movie ever is. It's a adaptation. It's obviously been over dramatized for drama purposes, but it still makes great points about the world, social media, and being anonymous, and why Tinder and stuff is really kind of messed up. Drugs are a freaking messed up thing, but you also can understand why people take it. It's not just bad people take drugs, something like that. It makes you, it tries to sympathize with those people because they are victims as well. They are victims. Even the drug dealer's got his own issues. Look, he's got a grandma who needs help, and he's taking care of her. I guess the parents are left. They're dead. The drug addicts. They're in jail. I don't know what, but it's one of those multiple choice answers, and they're just trying to strive and fight for themselves, and they found this to be easier than, I don't know, just taking a job, because the bills that the grandma probably got to pay are astronomical, and there was nothing else. I'm sure a lot of people have a story like that, and you can understand where they're coming from. I try to understand everybody. I try to understand everyone's point of view. Try not to judge, and try to understand them. So I like how they try to make you they just try to show you what these people are going through, whether you want to sympathize with Nate or not, or any of these guys. They have lives, and there's a reason why they are who they are. There's a lot of things going on in their lives. Abuse and psychological damaging, physical damage. A lot of problems. That you don't just turn to drugs for no reason. There's always something. The case of Rue is a mixture of concoctions. Can't even begin to tell you what that mixture is like. She has got a lot of crazy stuff. But a lot of it is in her head, though. A lot of it is mental issues, mental incapacity. I don't know. But but I like how the parents are always there for no matter what. I couldn't tell where that church scene was, where they had that when she was reading the message. She was reading it through the whole episode, and I couldn't tell when that was happening. Was that before she went to prom? Is it after she went to prom? I think the last shot, well, not the last shot, but when she takes the drugs and she starts going on a freaking drug bender or whatever. I think that's all the last thing that's happening. I think that whole church thing was before, but I'm not sure. It's not quite clear to me. If I have to watch it again. I did like that they didn't tell you there was prom or whatever. It was quite obvious. It must have been a junior prom. It was very obvious, so you don't even need to say anything. Just see them in the dresses. What else do you expect? Because in a way, that's a little predictable. That was predictable, I gotta admit, because I've seen several shows with teenagers now that ended in prom, such as Sex Education, where it ends at a prom or something like that, or almost something, some kind of a ball prom thing. So actually, I'm not surprised. Somehow, because prom signifies the end of something, the end of your year as whatever, it kind of is appropriate for the end of the season as well, where they all come together and just talk about what they've learned. So that is it. That is it for Euphoria. I'm so glad I got to watch this series. It's something special, man. Something special. There's nothing else like this out there. It just hits a special note that you didn't think that you even needed to know about. But man, does it hit hard when you start watching it. I never, I didn't think I needed to watch specifically a show about teens and drugs. But man, can't stop watching it because I think drama is universal, and no matter what subject, no matter what form it takes, everybody can relate to a good drama. So they do that well, man. Whether it's a school or I don't know, any environment, hospitals, whatever. It's relatable and understandable. They do a really good job here. Freaking Euphoria is amazing. Amazing actors, all the whole young cast, everybody, parents and everyone. They're amazing cast, freaking amazing show. And I love how the narrative just kind of flows around from one person to another. It never tries to judge anybody. It never says anyone's really a villain. It's just everybody saying what they say, When you're listening to Jules, you're only listening to Jules. What she says doesn't necessarily mean what the rest of the world thinks. And the same thing for Rue, the same thing for Nate. They're all real people. Just they say what they say. The dialogue is very good too. It's damn close to what I've seen in real life today of the younger crowd, teenagers and all that. At least from YouTube videos. The language is pretty damn close. All the likes, like that, right? And all the other words that I don't want to say, but the language is very close to. Someone is paying attention to current day vernacular, whatever, because they got it down pretty well. Okay, I am going on for too long with this one for sure. I'm getting dizzy actually. I'll go take a drink or something. Amazing show. Season 2, whenever that's coming out, man, I will be watching it for sure. I feel like it should end here though, actually, because I think it's perfect. I mean, well, with a couple of things being unsaid, Maddie and whatnot. I feel like they could have done everything like Kat's story, and they could have, if they had set it up like Kat's story, you could have stopped right here. It would have been perfect. Because I don't know how they can go on without making Rue another. I mean, if Jules comes back, it kind of ruins the ending of this episode. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. Anyway, this has been Euphoria. Thank you guys for watching. Freaking amazing show. One of the best. HBO whoever the heck wrote this, they were doing something with this, is what I gotta say. I will see you guys whenever I see you guys. Next season, whatever. Check my schedule, man. I got a bunch of shit going on. Well, a couple episodes. I'm pacing myself. But I got a bunch of stuff going on. I got a whole bunch of new stuff I'm going to be watching. Outer Banks and whatnot. Love 101. Hightown and Control Z, which is awesome as well. Check those things out if you guys want to watch. If you guys want to watch something else, man. Hang out with me. I'll see you guys when I see you.